Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center practice here on March the 20th, or sorry, it is February. I'm well into March, getting ready for the Great Night of Shiva. So it is February the 24th, 2019. Welcome to everyone who is joining for the first time. My name is Sucharita. I'm one of the Pillai Center teachers and longtime student of Dr. Pillai. And I'm so happy to be sharing with everyone here all about how to prepare for Maha Shivaratri, the Great Night of Shiva. So I'm just going to start with a recording right now so that we have this for our viewing pleasure when we have time to review this fabulous and fun-filled workshop. So here we go. Now that we have started this workshop, we are going to be finding out how to prepare and how to enjoy the Great Night of Lord Shiva. So the Great Night of Lord Shiva happens once a year. It's on a 14th waning moon cycle around the month of March. And this year it's going to be happening on the 4th of March, 2019. And we are so blessed and honored that Dr. Pillai is bringing to the world these fabulous ceremonies that we can participate through Astravad or Pillai Center, so that you're definitely welcome to check those services out and sponsor that as well, if that's something that resonates with you. And also, you can do it yourself at home. So that's what we're here to do, is to help you to get into a state of receptivity where you'll feel Shiva consciousness. So Shiva consciousness, you can see on the mantle behind me, we have a dancing Shiva. That's a form of a Nataraj that represents the ability to create a new reality, to sustain or maintain that reality, and also to destroy anything that is going to get in the way, such as negative forces, bad karmas, and so on. Sins we've committed in lifetimes that we don't even know are just about to bear fruit, good or bad, we're not sure. So we want to get the blessings of Lord Shiva this one time of year where he will open the gates of heaven, open the third eye, open our body, our mind, our soul, and cleanse. Give us a good karma wash. Like we would take our karma to the car wash, we take our karma to the karma wash. And so Lord Shiva is so compassionate, he's so merciful, and he's so easy to please. So all we have to do is stay up from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. from the night of the 4th of March. So wherever you are in the world, it's going to start at 6 p.m. and every hour we're going to keep vigil. Now, what is keeping vigil? It means staying alert. And how do we stay alert? We want to find out how to connect with the divine inside of us and also in the space around us. So this is the time Lord Shiva is so close to the earth plane, and his energy is ready to dance in our third eye. So he is going to be doing the dance of the Nataraj in our third eye, stomping on any negative karmas. So karmas that are long-standing financial issues, relationship issues, health or disease issues, any problems with your workplace, curses that come from your ancestral lineage, sins of the forefathers. Oh my God, why do I have to pay for that? That's what Lord Shiva says. Well, you're part of the lineage and you're here on the earth plane, and this plane is where you can do rituals and you can participate in this elementalization or hydration ceremony that we're just about to get started doing. So that's what we do here at Pillai Center Practice. We not only share information, but we do a little workshop so that you have an idea of what it is that you need, all the items, and then how to do it so simply every hour. So every hour from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., we are going to set our smartphone or our computer or an alarm, or if we have Hora Watch that you can order through and download through Astrobed, it pings every hour and tells you the planetary influence of the hour. When that alarm goes off and you hear Dr. Pillai's voice saying the mantra for the hour, you can also, right after that, start chanting Om Namah Shivaya. And those sounds, Ah, U, Ma, Om, Na, Ma, Shivaya, are the sounds that make up everything. So they're the building blocks of consciousness inside of us, in every person, every living being, every plant, every animal, everyone here on the earth plane and on other planes as well. So there are planes of existence beyond us. For example, the planets, they are planes of existence where consciousness lives on those planets. Just like we have human consciousness, we are human being, we're being something. And so on the planets, there is a consciousness, there is a beingness. So we are trying to communicate with all the planets as we revolve around the sun and as we evolve as a galaxy, and then as galaxies beyond galaxies, we connect at that level of all the elements. So the sounds represent the element earth, water, fire, air, and space. The sound for earth is Na. The sound for water is Ma. The sound for fire is Shi. The sound for air is Va. The sound for space or ether or Akash is Ya. So Na, Ma, Shi, Va, Ya. And you put Om in front of that, and Om represents all the states of consciousness. So waking, sleeping, dreaming states, and then beyond the Turiya state, meaning that you're so blissed, you're so connected to your highest self, your God self, all divine beings, everyone. So you have this unity consciousness. And it's not something on the intellectual level. I'm just giving you some food for thought so that you can follow along as you're doing these rituals every hour on the hour from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. on March 4th. Don't miss it. It's going to give you a tremendous amount of blessings. So the blessings come in the form of karma clearing, karma cleansing, curse cleansing. So again, can come from our lineage. It also can come from our spiritual lineage. Perhaps in previous lifetimes, we had spiritual teachers who we didn't get along with, and then they cursed us. It happens. Perhaps we didn't go and propitiate or honor Lord Shiva or any other God, Jesus, Allah, in previous lifetimes. So this is a time to get their blessings. All they want to know is that you're aware that you struggled, and then you're asking for forgiveness. You don't even know who it is, or you may have insights during the night because you'll be in a totally meditative state. Remember, the third eye is going to open up. It is a portal to your higher self, to all divine beings. When that portal or door opens up in the middle of your brain, and it is aligned with all your chakras that represent those 5 sounds, starting at the base of the spine, Na, the earth element, going up to the navel, Ma, the water element, going up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and hands. You're going to feel Shi and fire. And then going into the throat, the mouth, the nostrils. Air element is represented by the sound Va. And then going into the 2 eyes, the 2 brains, the right and left brain, the whole brain, as well as the third eye, the midbrain, the pituitary pineal gland, that midbrain or third eye complex that corresponds to the subtle body. So these psycho-spiritual centers are inside each and every one of us. And they're like a landing strip or an airstrip for the divine to come and land inside of us. And then we raise our consciousness and meet the divine in the third eye and in all these psycho-spiritual centers called chakras. So the chakras are going to feel like they're getting rocked. The Kundalini energy, the goddess energy, or the divine energy, nature, power. That divinity within us is going to come alive. That's our soul's consciousness. So these sounds will unlock the secrets. They will be the keys to unlock the secrets to each of the chakras. Then all those sounds that represent the 5 elements are going to become more and more subtle. So the vibration is going to be tremendous inside of us. And also as we evolve, and collectively, if we're doing this around the world, we'll create a network together of souls rocking chakras, and then also connecting with Lord Shiva through the name of God. God's name is Maha Shivaratri. So Namah Shivaya. Omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence is also represented by Om. So that's all knowing and all powerful and everywhere. So that's the unity consciousness that we want to get into and align with. So it's very simple and straightforward if we understand what we are doing. So we don't want to just chant Namah Shivaya or Om Namah Shivaya or different variations of Om Namah Shivaya. As you will find out, perhaps you will explore Pillai Center Academy and go to the Great Night of Shiva and read about that course. And then when you enroll in it, you will know exactly what to do on those 4 kalas, the time periods, which are about 3 or 4 hours apart throughout the night, throughout the 12 hours. And then during each of those kalas, those time periods, you can be chanting continuously different variations of Om Namah Shivaya as per the initiation that Dr. Pillai will be giving through that Pillai Center Academy course called the Great Night of Shiva. You can get it now if you want and start working with it, start using the meditations and get used to it. So when you come to the Great Night of Shiva, you've already had a heads up. You've already had a fresh start, and you've been practicing it. So you're ready to go, and you're aligning with that energy inside of you. Your chakras have been rocking for a couple of weeks beforehand, starting now, if that's something that you want to do. And even if you don't, you can be watching this workshop and then following along and doing the elementalization as well as the hydration ceremony that we will be showing you. And you can do that every hour or every 3 or 4 hours. But for those 3 or 4 hours afterwards, after you do your initial bathing and then honoring the God through the Shiva Lingam, the symbol of Shiva. And here it is, this is a representation or one representation of what a Shiva Lingam is. So it has a vertical part, and it also has a horizontal, much like the cross in Christianity. So the symbol of the cross is across cultures. So it makes sense that we are trying to get into a vertical state of being, and then we're going to wipe out that horizontal or brain thinking. So the frontal lobe is going to be wiped out. And how we can do that simply is by getting some vibhuti. Here I have, and this vibhuti is white sacred ash. And some of us, you can get it in India Puja store or at an Indian temple, or if you have been participating in services offered through Ashtravet or Pillai Center, you will have received little packets in the mail. And then you can open the packets and then put them in this, a small decanter or holder. This is a tea light holder. And you can take a little bit on your right hand. This is my right hand ring finger. You can take a little bit and then just swipe it across your forehead. And you can do that 3 times. So you can go Om Namah Shivaya, and then just above that, Om Namah Shivaya, and one more time, Om Namah Shivaya. And that will wipe out the negative thinking or the who, what, where, when, why, how questions that creates doubt inside of us. We really want what we want. We're praying for our manifestations. We're praying for peace, prosperity, enlightenment. And that's what we're going to get during Mahashivaratri. We can get enlightened. And that is such a beautiful experience. And so what happens is when we wipe out the thinking from the frontal lobe, we get into the middle of the brain. And that's where the pineal gland is. If you take a look at the spot between the two eyebrows, and you can, if you get your packets of the red Kumkum powder, you can put a little bit on your right hand ring finger again, and then pop a spot between the two eyebrows, and you can say Om Kleem. And Kleem is the sound that will help you to attract. It's the sound of the goddess Parvati, who is the consort of Lord Shiva. So this symbol or this action of wiping out the frontal lobe or sealing the forehead, they say seal the forehead in the Bible so that you go into the middle of the brain where the pineal gland is. So you make a point here of going back into the brain and then down into the middle, you will find that you can pinpoint the pineal gland. And that is the master gland that will correspond with the third eye, which is the portal to your higher self, to higher dimensions, to gods, goddesses, divine beings, masters, and so on. Everyone in the Akash, the non-physical world. So we don't have to die off to find out what happens after this physical form goes away. We can go into this deep state of consciousness and commune with the god and the goddess, so Shiva and Parvati, through the sounds Om Namah Shivaya with the Vibhuti, and then the Kumkum is Om Kleem. So that's how we'll set up, and then we will ask the divine to bless us to, again, remove curses, remove bad karmas, such as finances, relationships, health problems, problems where our family members are suffering. We may not be suffering, but they certainly are. So we are honored to be able to help out the souls who cannot help themselves, because we are connected to their genes as well. And we're also connected to the ancestor genes. So we can appeal to the ancestors through Lord Shiva's grace, holding vigil during these 12 hours and praying for our family members to have a healing as well. Now, everyone has their karmas, so we can't push the universe if that is something that the family member has to go through, but we can ask for mercy and compassion. So maybe it's a little karma light for them. So that's what we're here to do too, as well, is to pray for our family members, community, and then the greater good at large, all the plants, animals, the whole earth plane. And we can ask for all beings to be at peace. So peace, bliss. If we don't know what bliss is, you are going to definitely experience it during this great night of Shiva. So we're going to prepare ourselves for the great night of Shiva by setting the alarm, downloading the horror watch, chanting Om Namah Shivaya or variations of it. Hydrate the Shiva Lingam with water, milk, or juice, or even just water will be fine. We can read about and perhaps participate in Astraved or Pillai Center or Pillai Center Academy services or the course for the Great Night of Shiva. And then ways we can harness this energy of one of the strongest karma burning power times of the year is through this high tech, this spiritual technology that has been going on for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And Dr. Pillai hails from the lineage of the Siddhas who turned their body into light. And then the light became this miracle consciousness, such as wherever they went, they just poured that out into people, like Christ did in all prophets and all divine beings and teachers, spiritual teachers who evolved to that level. They were enlightened from head to toe, not just intellectually enlightened, but they had light permeating through every cell of their being. So they were no more who they were as a person who was born into the world. They had transmuted every cell of their being, and their brain, their body, their soul had lit up, such that it was like the sun's light and intelligence and power and energy. And people saw their aura. It was expansive. Like Dr. Pillai's, you will see him turn into light. If you're sitting in front of him at an event and the divine is pouring the grace light into the room through him, and he disappears, and the whole room lights up and everyone lights up. So that is something that we can look forward to, as we did celebrating his birthday in February this year in India. That was such a fun-filled adventure. And I was so happy and blessed to be with people from all around the world, to be of service and support, to go to all the power spots in India, receive the blessings of Lord Shiva in those power spots. And especially at the end of the trip, I was again blessed to be at the center of not only the earth plane, but of the whole universe and universes, all galaxies. And this is a spot called Arunachala, where Lord Shiva is in the form of a mountain, and the mountain represents consciousness. So it's called Aruna Achala. Aruna means fire. Fire represents consciousness. Achala means mountain. So I was able to be there in Tiruvannamalai and get the blessings of Lord Shiva from that darshan, or spiritual transmission, that exploded and just wiped out a bunch of karma, certainly brought some intense karma up to the surface to be cleared. And I've shared about that throughout the past few days since I've been back. And that's what happens, is we get filled with this spiritual transmission, and then that spiritual transmission will be with us always. So whatever we're doing hereafter and sharing with everyone, we're going to be transmitting that knowledge through the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai, of course. And our soul is going to be able to connect with everyone's souls and raise that vibration as we're doing these ceremonies, these rituals, to honor this God inside of us. So A, U, Ma, Om, 4 states of consciousness, Na, Ma, Shivaya, 5 elements, representing all the sounds that make up consciousness everywhere. So you can also see on the altar, there's a picture of Lord Shiva. He's blue and he is drinking the poison. So that represents his kindness, caring, and compassion and mercy to drink the poison, our karma. So I can't say enough about how this great night of Shiva is going to empower us to first cleanse us and then make us to go beyond the mind and go beyond the body and feel not goosebumps only, but heat and this burning sensation, the Kundalini energy, the goddess energy, God energy rocking us. We will feel tremendous speed or acceleration. And then when we keep that vigil for from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., will help to boost that acceleration process, get into higher states, and then miracle consciousness is there, because our highest state of consciousness, we're multidimensional beings. So our highest state is God consciousness, but we've got to pull it from the Akash and raise up to meet it, and then circulate that energy in our brain, and the rest of the body parts, like a fountain, will just spill over. And then all around us in our aura and in the space. So fasting all day can be helpful. You can just maybe have fluids such as water or some juices. You can have fruits, maybe some crackers, but don't eat too much, because we don't want to put too much attention or energy, bodily energy, on digestion. And when we have eaten too much, we also get sleepy. So it's not easy to stay awake. So if you can, just fast on fruits or light foods, starting even in these next couple of weeks, prepare yourself, even for a few hours at a time, you can be fasting, or have light meals at night at least. And then by 6 p.m. on March 4th, you have been in practice of seeing how your body can adapt to fasting. And then what you can do to stay awake is to, during the vigil, is to have a shower, change your clothes into something that is fresh and clean, and something that you will use for meditation. So that there's no other energy attached to those clothes. So you don't want to be in your work clothes or your kick around clothes or your workout clothes. that energy is attached to those clothes and it's going to be getting in the way. So what you can do is take a shower, or at least wash your face and hands and brush your teeth, and then you will be alert. So every hour you can do that. So if you can, every hour, jump in the shower for like 60 seconds or a minute or a couple of minutes, just to quickly rinse off. And that will help to keep you awake. And it will also wash your karma. So our karma comes up to the surface from inside, and it oozes out of our pores, and it gets stuck in our energy field. So we want to wash away that stuck energy. So doing that will not only keep us awake, having a shower or spritzing. You can even take a spray bottle. You know, I have one here that has Rameshwaram water, and Rameshwaram is the place where really tough karma can get washed away, and that's the place where Dr. Pillai was born, and he spent about 18 or 19 years of his life, the first 18, 19 years of his life, learning how to help humanity with all these karma busting techniques that he has carried on and done. And he just celebrated his 70th birthday. So he's been doing it for a long time. He's quite a master. And that's what he wants us to do, is to try these teachings out, try this high tech, this spiritual technology that's been around for thousands of years and continues to be propitiated. And there's a confirmation, a flower just fell off the Shiva Nataraj. You might see that happening. So that's how we know the divine is communicating with us, is that there will be signs. So the signs will be external and then also internally. So staying awake through your showers, you can spray. So you can just have a little spray your face. And then you don't have to have Rameshwaram water, but I like to use it because it's loaded with karma busting properties. So I just spritz it around when I get sleepy. And then also, if you can't take a full shower, then at least wash your hands, wash your face every hour. And that will help to keep you awake and keep your aura cleansed. And then you can just, maybe sprinkle some water on your head as well, because the crown chakra, you're going to feel a lot of heat because the divine is coming, and it's as if Lord Shiva is dancing on your head and he's trying to get his feet inside and dance in the middle of your brain so that you will get into that state of bliss with him. We want to experience it. And this is a power time, the Great Night of Shiva, to experience karma falling away. You will be crying, you'll be laughing, you'll be thinking memories that, whoa, where did that come from? I thought I was over that situation. And then it will come to the surface and you will wash it away with the rituals and the hydration ceremony and the elementalization that we're going to do, the chanting of Om Namah Shivaya, the variations of Om Namah Shivaya that we'll get to in a minute. So everything in life is a sacrifice. So how will this change our life? By participating during this power time, during the Great Night of Shiva, thereafter, not only during the Great Night of Shiva, thereafter, we will start to experience miracles. Things will happen. First of all, the first miracle will be that we stayed awake for 12 hours and we're still energized. And we want to go out for breakfast with our family and friends and celebrate this great feat that we have done and that the Lord has done, because the sounds Maha Shivaya make us up. They make up our consciousness. They make up our body, our mind, our soul, and everything. So the God inside of us will be dancing with joy and bliss and happiness and clarity and peace and calm and energy and feeling empowered, enlightened. All these things that we read about or dream about or wish we could have can very well happen during this Great Night of Shiva. And then the whole year, this next 364 days till the 365th day when we meet again during the Great Night of Shiva, all those days you will remember and you will feel the dance of the Lord in your third eye and go, oh yes, you're still there. You're still connecting with me. You're like my GPS, my Wi-Fi connection. I'm aligned with you. And then saying the sounds Om Namah Shivaya will not just be reciting some mantra, it will be activating that consciousness inside of you. And you will know So once a year, this time of karma busting at its finest is represented by Lord Shiva giving us his mercy, his compassion, his grace, his blessings. And then it's a spiritual science. So we will experience something. We're not just going to do something and hope it all works out. We're going to experience and we're going to expect miracles. Even if our frontal lobe says, not possible, I'm a skeptic, oh, I'm suffering, I've suffered my whole life, it's never going to end. We'll just wipe it out. We'll keep wiping it out with the vibhuti. We'll keep connecting with the sounds. We'll align our chakras. We will have the willpower that will be a divine willpower, and it will override everything that we say. It will just get stuck in the frontal lobe where it should stay, and it'll calm down. And then what will get activated is the third eye, the portal, the pineal pituitary complex. So the third eye is going to be opening. We're going to experience peace of mind, clarity. Our problems will find some sort of resolution. Maybe not right away, but we will start to think clearly. We'll take steps. We will take action to rectify our situation because we're empowered with this divine, merciful consciousness. So when we take, as Dr. Pillai shares, and as all masters share, when we take one step towards reconciling our situation or trying to find some resolution, the Lord steps thousands to remove the problems and then get people who are going to help and support us. And then we are going to be able to help and support one another. So karma gets neutralized, diffused, and you can experience this sense of optimism, even if your life, the outlook on life is like, whoa, I'm still seeing the same things happening in life. There will be this peace and calm, like being in the eye of the storm. So you're very calm, you're very steady. The storm of life is going on around you, but you're going to find ways to come out of your situation. And that is through the grace and blessings of this dance of the divine. So those are the main points that I was asked to cover here. So what to do to prepare for the Great Night of Shiva: set your alarm, hydrate your Shiva Lingam, read about Shivaratri on Astrobed Pillai Center, maybe sponsor those rituals on some level, because then you're going to get blessings at the level of the soul. Collectively, we are going to meet souls around the world, soul to soul, and we're going to create a network for the divine to land in, so we can broadcast divinity all around the globe during those 12 hours. So if you enroll in Pillai Center Academy's Great Night of Shiva, that will do you a world of good, and you can use it as a daily practice thereafter. You don't have to think, what do I do now? You just go to the course, and Dr. Pillai will take you through every step. There will also be a live coaching call or teacher-led call by Puru, one of the Pillai Center teachers, and she is going to be doing a live call, support call on the Sunday before March 4th, and that will be at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard, or sorry, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you join that course, then you will have that support call as well, where you can get your questions answered there and get prepared for the fourth night, where that is the Great Night of Lord Shiva. So perfect timing for everything. So if that resonates with you, do it. And then if you can, meet people through Facebook, Pillai Center programs, Pillai Center practice. The different courses have lots of communication with the members there. Maybe you can meet up with people, jump on Skype. Even if it's 2 or 3 of you, you will motivate one another to keep vigil. And that will help too, as well, so that you will stay on time and then stay up all night, and then you can celebrate together. So hopefully that will be, these tips are helpful for you to get the energy of the strongest karma busting time, where you will experience bliss after the karma is cleansed, and then you will experience insights, problem solving, and thereafter, throughout the whole year, you will feel Lord Shiva always dancing in that third eye, asking you to remember You are God, and God is represented by these sounds. Ah, U, Ma, Om, Na, Ma, Shivaya. They are the keys to unlocking the secrets of your chakras, getting you into higher states of consciousness, which is what we're going to do right now, is have an experience of it. So it's going to be a little bit of a meditation as well as a spiritual transmission. So we are going to be going through an elementalization, also a hydration ceremony where we'll bathe the Shiva Lingam. And then we will open the call we'll take chat messages, questions, comments, one at a time once everything is complete here with the ritual, the ceremony. And then we will have an open discussion and share. You can share your experiences, ask your questions again, and then we'll wrap it up. So that's the layout of what we're going to do next. So if you can get into a state of receptivity, if you do have some vibhuti, you can apply it across your forehead, and you can say Om Namah Shivaya, and then you can take some Kumkum, the red powder, and put it on your spot between your two eyebrows and say Om Kleem, and then you are ready to connect to the divine, to connect to these rituals, connect to Dr. Pillai. So you will see the setup in front of me. I will not be visible, but I will be speaking. So here we go. So what we have in front of us is an altar or a table that has some various items. And the items represent the five elements. The five elements are earth, water, fire, air, and space. And they are represented by the offerings. So the offerings that we are going to do are represented here. So we have some food that represents earth. So earth element and the sound Na. And then we have water that we are going to offer. The water, of course, represents something that we can drink or give the divine to drink. And then that is going to be cleansing internally. And it is represented by the second chakra. So earth is the first chakra, the Muladhara at the base of the spine. Then the navel and the abdomen is filled with water. And then the next element is going to be represented by this ghee lamp, this light. You can see inside there's a cotton wick, and then there is ghee or clarified butter. And the gods love this, especially Lord Shiva and also the goddess Lakshmi. So prosperity and enlightenment is represented by this ghee lamp. And that will help to activate the fire element within us at the heart center, down the arms and in the hands, and then also to activate the heart chakra. So the other element, the next one is going to be the element air. Once I light this incense stick, that is a planetary incense stick for the planet Sun, because today is Sunday here in Eastern Standard Time in Toronto, Canada, where I am. So this is planetary influence that Astroved and Pillai Center are offering for purchase. And it is made up of herbs that the sun, the planet Sun, loves. So we will get into that state of receptivity, connecting with the air element in the throat, the mouth, and into the nostrils as well. Then the Akash or ether element is represented, the space element is represented by flowers. Now, why flowers? Well, flowers are like the ancient text message. So this is what the whoever prayed with flowers, they used this technology to go to the divine. And it makes sense, because even when someone gives you flowers, you're just so delighted, you're so happy, you're so blissed, and you're so thankful and grateful. So the divine loves the flowers just like you love flowers if someone gives them to you, or you buy them for yourself, or you have them around. And when you offer them, You really love them because you know that the prayers that you infuse the sound for the flowers is Ya. So back up a bit. So we had Na is the sound for food. First chakra at the base of the spine and in the legs. Ma is the sound for water. That's the second chakra, the belly button, the navel center, the whole abdomen, fill it with water. The third sound is the sound Shi, and that represents fire in the heart center, the heart chakra, down the arms and hands, set them on fire. And then once we light this, you'll see the smoke that represents the air element, and that is represented by the sound Va, and that is going to be activating the throat, the mouth, and the nostrils, purifying it. And then again, one more time, the Akash, ether, the space energy is represented by the flower petal offerings, the sound Ya. So, and that is in the two eyes and the two brains, the third eye. So now that we've got all that intellectual food for thought, let's get into soul food. So how we're going to do that now is connect with the soul or the beings that are represented. And I'm so happy because we have 108 Shiva Lingams that have been in the past Shivaratris. It took 15 years for me to be able to purchase this because it was offered 15 years ago and I missed out. And so then I had to wait 15 years to for the next Great Night of Shiva to sponsor this ceremony where they sent me 108 Shiva Lingams. And then we have also here in this red, you can see this red velvet or silk embedded case with 27 Shiva Lingams that represent the birth stars. And that was also offered during a Great Night of Shiva recently, in the recent years. And again, I had to wait for 15 years to receive that. So these are different forms. They carry tremendous energy. And then these represent the birth stars. So if you know your star, if you know your birth star nakshatra, you can feel that energy being transmitted from the elementalization that we will do. We're going to be offering some Bilva leaves as well. These Bilva leaves are the leaves of Shiva. Shiva loves them. So we are blessed to be able to have them here, and they're nice and fresh. So they look like this. They usually come in 3. I have 108. So we're going to do 108 Om Namah Shivaya offerings with this Bilva. And this is the spiritual science, the high tech, where you may think we're just offering this, but this is going to bring Shiva consciousness to these sacred objects. And these sacred objects are going to then transmit the energy to you. That's the beauty of science and technology of today, is that we don't have to be in the same place for this spiritual transmission to happen. So without further ado, let's get into the start of this ritual or this service to your soul, to your higher state of consciousness, and collectively to humanity. So we will call on the first being, which is going to be, who is going to be Lord Ganesha. His energy is at the base of the spine and also in the legs, and he feels, you should be able to feel this energy going up from your feet, through the legs, and into the pelvis and back down. It's swirling around, and it will give you that energy or that sense that you are getting unstuck or detached from some difficult challenges, obstacles, karmas, and so on. So who is Ganesha? We have a representation of him. This is a crystal Ganesha. He's an elephant-headed being. He has a pot belly and he rides a mouse, and he is going to be happy to be participating at first to clear the path. He's first and foremost. We also have Nandi. Nandi is the bull who you always see in temples. He is the vehicle or vahana for Lord Shiva. So he's in crystal form, and we will also give him a little back as well. So let's begin. We'll create a sacred space, even more so, clearing the space. As all cultures do, we smudge with different herbs or leaves. So in this case, this is the planetary sun herbs with this incense. So we'll call on Ganesha and feel him at the base of your spine, down your legs, and also back it up from your feet, swirling around. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. So we call on Ganesha to remove the obstacles for this ritual to be a success, and that we feel this transformation, the spiritual transmission, and the transformation from head to toe. We'll now call on Dr. Pillai to activate the chakras, the third eye. So imagine his form in a light form, or in a form you're familiar with. There's a picture of him also on the mantle, as you saw beforehand. You can just experience him being present, sending 2 rays of light into your third eye, or into your 2 eyes, and then another ray of light into your third eye, the spot between your 2 eyebrows. So 3 rays of light entering your eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. So we want to clean those windows. We want to clean the eyes, clean the karma, and then activate the third eye. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. Om Dram Dattatreya Shiva Baba Namaha. We call on you, Dr. Pillai, to enliven our souls. For some reason, we are connecting with you in this lifetime, at this moment in time, and we know that you're here to uplift our souls so that we can experience this spiritual transmission, this teaching through your grace and blessings. And now we'll begin with the elemental hydration, or the bath, the sacred bath for this Shiva Lingam here in the dish. You see where my hand is. And we are going to be chanting the sounds Om Namah Shivaya, and imagine those sounds activating your chakras. Again, it's going to be Na at the base of the spine, Ma in the navel, Shi in the heart center, Va at the throat, and Ya in the space. We'll begin with water. Om Namah Shivaya. Focus your attention on the Shiva Lingam and the water transmuting into this Shiva Lingam, and then transmitting spiritual energy to your third eye, to all your chakras. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Now we'll pour some milk on the Shiva Lingam. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Imagine these liquids being poured on you and cleansing all your chakras. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Now we will add some juice. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 So that concludes the bathing process. So what you can do with this is you can take it away and then pour it into a larger container during the Great Night of Shiva. And then you can either pour it on your hands, take a little bit, pour it on the top of your head, maybe taste a little of it on your lips or tongue. You can shower with it and then wash it off, rinse it off. It's energized by you. It is a representation of you and the divine. So it's supercharged and super powerful if that's what you wish to do. Otherwise, you can just discard it down the drain or outside. So we'll put this off to the side and then we will begin the elementalization of all these Shiva Lingams so that you have an experience of communing with the divine through this alchemical process. So we have a Shiva Lingam here. We can also be propitiating, as well as the 108 Shiva Lingams, and then the 27 birth star Shiva Lingams. There's another Shiva Lingam here. There are several different types of Shiva Lingams, including this crystal one that we just hydrated. So I'll put that here. And then you can use a rock if you don't have a Shiva Lingam for the Great Night, although you should be able to get one in the next couple of weeks. And then here is another Shiva Lingam. It is jade. So it's a natural stone, gemstone. And then we have a Mercury Shiva Lingam. So that is mercury, made with mercury. And then we have, I'm not sure what this precious stone is, but this is also another form of the Shiva Lingam, and it's a precious stone, it's sparkly. So it will honor that as well. And then Rudraksha beads. The Rudraksha beads are the tears of Shiva. So you can even use that if you don't have anything else. So we'll use our Rudraksha beads. This is the rosary. So the brown beads or the seeds are Shiva's tears from the Rudraksha tree. And then we will count. So this is 54. So we will go around twice and we will count 108 offerings. Before then, we will do the elementalization of honoring the sounds that represents the earth, water, fire, air, and space inside of us. And then also giving these items to the Shiva Lingams, and then they are going to transmit that spiritual knowledge in gratitude for this offering. So the first element is represented by food. So we're going to give food. Nam. Focus your attention on the root chakra, the legs, the feet. Nam. 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 Now we'll offer the next element, water, which is represented by the sound Ma, and the location in your body is your belly. Fill it with water, the whole abdomen, as well as the navel chakra. Ma, 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 Now move up to the heart center, middle of the chest, also down the arms and into the hands. We're going to offer the element fire. She, Now move up to the throat chakra, the nostrils as well as the mouth, into the throat, the tongue. We're going to clear or cleanse the air such that we get into the subtle air, the prana, life force. with the sound Va. Va, 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 Now we'll offer the space element represented by the flowers. Put your prayer into it. With the sound Ya, we're going to activate the eyes, cleanse those windows to the soul, activate the third eye, the brain. Ya, 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 Now we're going to do a special offering to Lord Shiva. This is the science behind the alchemical process to connect with his energy through the activation of these Shiva Lingams with this Bilva. So you can reach out and touch the tray, say your name, your star if you'd like, and then ask for the blessings. And here we go. Feel the runway or the airstrip, the chakras beginning to spin, the energy inside of you corresponding to the sounds Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Receive the spiritual transmission. Pray for the divine to commune with you in a way that you will know. The message will be clear soon. The situation will get resolved. Make a prayer to Dr. Pillai for grace and blessings to attend this spiritual transmission as per his guidance internally at the level of the soul and raising our consciousness as he so loves to do. This is Camphor. This will be our final offering. So this is something that Lord Shiva loves. Camphor, C-A-M-P-H-O-R. And it is a tremendous light. So it burns fast, but you will feel something happening. Rajati Rajaya Prasikya Sahine Namo Ayam Vaisravanaya Kormahe Same Kamahan Kama Kamayamahim Kamesvaro Vaisravano Daratu Kuberaya Vaisravanaya Maharajaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Om Shivaya Namah. Om Vaya Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. you can reach out with your hands and take the light. So you can take the light, put it in your eyes, put it in your ears, put it in your nostrils, in your mouth, in your tongue. Purify all those sense organs, put it all around your body. Feel the divine. Feel the grace of the divine. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace to the world. End the meditation, end the connection. Slowly, slowly come back. Take your time to feel the blessings of the divine. So this concludes our celebration with honoring Lord Shiva, preparing ourselves for the great night of Shiva through this offering. And then we can take some questions now. For those of you who need to go, thanks for joining, and we will see you when we see you next. Those of you who are going to stay, you can pop your questions onto the chat, and then our fabulous team, Bhakti and Chandra, will post those questions to me so then I can respond accordingly. So I see some questions here. What can I replace the Bilva leaves with if I don't have some or the incense? So you don't need to replace anything with anything. If you don't have the Bilva leaves, that's fine. Although try to check out your local temple, your Hindu temple in your area, or go to an Indian puja store, Archana store, where they offer, they sell these types of items for these kinds of services. So check that out. You never know. The divine is so mysterious. Things can just show up. Like these Bilva leaves showed up the other day, and I was so happy because it's not so easy to get fresh Bilva leaves in the winter in Toronto. But I went to my puja store to get my usual order for the fire labs, and then he said, "Hey, you want some Bilva leaves?" And I went, "Yeah." So he gave me a big bucket of them. So I had 108 at least to offer during this time. So that's how the divine works in very mysterious ways. So the Bilva leaves are available in Toronto. Yes, definitely. Just check out, your local temples. You can Google it, or you can go to Indian Archana store or puja store, or just call the temple priest and they may guide you to go to a temple there. And this is anywhere in the world. Someone is saying Jupiter Hora is the best Hora to do the ritual on March 4th. You're going to do it every Hora. Every Hora is an hour or approximately that time frame. So you want to do it from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. If it happens to land in Jupiter Hora, awesome. So we also have, if we can order a Shiva Lingam now, will it arrive on time? I'm not sure, but you can try. And what can we use instead? So again, I showed some variations of Shiva Lingams that you can use, and you can even use a rock. So you can go into nature and then you can be chanting Om Namah Shivaya to start your practice and get used to that energy and that intelligence. So you can just simply have a rock and then use it as your sacred object that represents your Shiva Lingam hereafter. So until your actual Shiva Lingam comes, You can use a rock. You can also use a Rudraksha bead. So if you have Rudraksha bead, you can use that. You can use a gem. So this happens to be a Shiva Lingam, but it's also a precious stone. So you can use a gem. Some people were asking during Power Time practice today, what gemstone does Lord Shiva like? And he tends to like moonstone. So because his day is to propitiate and honor him is on Monday. And it happens that Maha Shivaratri is falling on a Monday this year. So you're going to get tremendous blessings because moon rules Monday and the moon represents our mind. So our desires that we have in our mind will get fulfilled with the blessings of keeping vigil. So everything in life is a sacrifice. We have to go to work. We have to sacrifice our time and away from our family and all the things that we love doing. Maybe we love our work, but most people, I would say on average, don't desire going to work for 8 hours. Unfortunately, but that's how it is. We have to make a living, earn a paycheck so we can have a good living. So when we are throughout the day, when we're chanting and honoring Lord Shiva, that's part of a sacrifice, and he will help to come out of this struggle around our job karma or business karma or whatever the blocks are. So just keep chanting his name hereafter, which are the sounds inside of you, activating those chakras, spinning out any negativity. Now you know. These are the keys, the secrets. Secrets in the sense that not too many people know about it. So what was hidden is a secret. So maybe it was, you know about this, but you really didn't feel it. You didn't merge with it. You're definitely going to do that if you sacrifice 12 hours of your time on March 4th. Even if you can't do it in person because maybe you're sick or just stuff comes up and there's just too much to do. Participating in Astrovet or Pillai Center services will help your soul because you don't have to be there. You don't have to jump on a plane in India and you don't have to go and do that vigil and participate in those services, although most of us would love to do that. But if it's not possible for most of us, it's very expensive and timely. So we can get the blessings with the Vedic specialists doing it on our behalf. They will say our name and our star, and then we will tune in during those kalas, the 4 kalas. So kalas is a time frame. So from 6 or approximately 6:30, maybe to 9:30 will be the first kala. And that's where they'll pour, like, I think it's 11 different items. We poured 3, water, milk, and juice. They're gonna pour curd and sandal paste and white rice flour and vibhuti, all kinds of different items that will be poured on the Shiva Lingam and poured in the ceremonies there on our behalf. So even though we won't be there present physically, we will be experiencing some cleansing going on, some deep, deep cleansing. So that's what happens in India, and it takes several hours for that whole cycle of elementalization or the rituals that go on there. Fire labs are going to be done, all kinds of different things. You can sponsor the priests, the Vedic specialists who are doing this on our behalf. You can sponsor ghee that's being given to the fire on your behalf. So when we do this sponsorship, we're not only individually gaining or benefiting from it, we are doing something for the whole world. So it's great to keep these Vedic priests, the specialists, in alignment with the divine and keep them active and keep them doing these fabulous rituals for everyone. And then you can do it yourself, these simple techniques that we did today at home, if you'd like, every hour. So those 4 kalas, 6:30 to 9:30, then 9:30 to 12:30, 12:30 to about 3:30, 3:30 to 6. 6 will be the final one. And then you're done. Where do you purchase camphor? You can, again, you can get it in an Indian store or you can get it online. I use Ganga Jal water instead of Rameshwaram holy water? Absolutely. Any holy water you can use. Can I energize my Rudraksha with the Lingam when I do the puja? Sure, why not? I just did. You mean the bead, or you mean the these mala? You can do that. So this mala, this is a variation of Rudraksha mala. This has Tulsi, and Tulsi is represented by Vishnu's energy. So there are variations of the malas that you can find online, and whatever resonates with you, you can use that. So this is 54 beads. You turn it around and then you do another 54. Go to 108, and the 108 will remove, once you hit that number, it removes a layer of ignorance, a layer of frustration, a layer of pain at the level of the body, the mind, the soul, the emotions, memories. So if we can't break through memories or old patterns, stuck patterns, bad karmas, keep doing your chanting, because these three fingers, this finger, your index finger on your right hand, you want to chant with your right hand. If you're doing offerings, you can keep count with your left hand and then do the offering with your right. So everything is, in general, done with the right hand. So this finger, the index finger, is ruled by the planet Jupiter. Jupiter is Guru in Sanskrit. It's the teacher. And then the second, or the middle finger, is ruled by the planet Saturn. And Saturn is the one planet, that consciousness that says, get on your spiritual path and get working, get focused, get doing it. Live your purpose, your true purpose. Your thumb is represented by Venus, Mars, so it gives you that willpower and that desire to live a devoted life. So when you take the Rudraksha, this is another type of Rudraksha bead. It has the crystal beads. So the crystal is the goddess, Rudraksha is the tear of Shiva, the god. And so what you can do then is you take the beads with these two fingers, your Jupiter and your Saturn fingers, and then you put the bead in between your thumb. And what you do is you are crushing the karma. So you're not just saying Om Namah Shivaya, and counting. Yes, you can keep track counting, but bring more awareness, bring more consciousness to it, and crush your karma. So the tears of Shiva are crying because your karma is so bad. So let this be the surrogate, and this is your teacher, and this is your spiritual teacher, pushing you, giving you the willpower, willpower, and the desire to be in a devoted state. So Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, crush, crush, crush. Use the sounds to crush the karma. You don't have to say your prayer, as Dr. Pillai shares, that's kind of neurotic. God already knows what your problems are, and you do too. So you don't have to keep reiterating it. You can just, be alert to it and say, all right, this round of rosary mala is going to be 108 Om Namah Shivayas, crushing my bad financial karma. Then Om Namah Shivaya, crushing my bad money karma, my bad relationship karma, my bad health karma. So all the karmas, family karma, ancestral karma, curses, evil eyes, black magic, all this crazy energy that's keeping us stuck, and we don't know what to do. This is what we do. So you can honor yourself and then connect to these planetary beings who deliver intense karmas. Jupiter delivers intense karmas. Saturn delivers intense karmas. Venus, Mars, deliver intense karmas. So we want to put them to work. That's what they want us to do. Use this body, use these hands to do the work of the divine, and then you'll have a divine life. Pretty simple. Where did you get the dancing Shiva statue, and do we have it only when is blessed? Where can we get one blessed? This is came from India, maybe 20 years ago. It's blessed. Yes, absolutely. Dr. Pillai has blessed it several times, and it is blessed. So you can, maybe you can, it's about 18 inches or maybe even 2 feet. It's pretty heavy duty. and it's been around for a long time. But it is something that you'd want to go to India and get yourself, or you can get it maybe in an Indian store. It's up to you. I see the Shiva Yantra and statues facing one side, but I have read on Ashura, the statue must face to the west and Yantra to the east. In general, Dr. Pillai shares that the statues face east or north or northeast. Now, because we're on this video, they can appear to be facing that way. We all receive Shiva consciousness and his blessings if we can't make it every hour. Should we still plan to go to work the next day, staying up all night? If you can, work it out so that you don't have to go to work, or you can schedule it so you're working a little bit of overtime before, so that you can accumulate a day off, or maybe even half a day off just so you can sleep in. Here's the thing, over the years, we have done this ceremony all night long, kept vigil with children, parents, people in our community here in Toronto, and we all went to work the next day. All the kids went to school the next day. So you feel totally energized. So start now working with the sound Om Namah Shivaya. If you can get the Pillai Center Academy course, then you will get initiation into the sounds, and you can be working with those sounds every day. Then once you have you're connecting with those sounds, it's easy peasy, as they say, to stay up, because you'll just be energized and you'll be in Shiva's vortex. You'll be in his energy field. You will know what bliss is. You will know what endless energy is, and empowerment and enlightenment is. So it's a great way to test to see yourself. If you can overcome your human limitations that says, I don't think I can do it. You'll be surprised. We all were. Even we wanted to go to sleep and we were just wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. We could not. So you might be able to stay awake, or, govern yourself accordingly and see how you do. Maybe try to stay awake for an hour every night after your usual bedtime. Just stay awake for an extra hour and be chanting during that hour. That will start to get you into that state of consciousness where then you can prepare yourself. Demonstrate holding the mala beads. I lost visual during that time. So you can take the right and left, the first and the second finger, the index and the middle finger, and then your thumb. So you're going to bring those three fingers together, and you're going to hold it like this. And you're going to just pull the bead towards you, in between the thumb and the two forefingers. And then once you go all the way around the circle, and you get to this, the guru bead, the bead that is in the middle. So it's at the end of 54. You don't want to go over top of the bead. So you'll get here, and then you don't want to go over top of it. You want to turn it around. So then you're starting and you're going the other way. So you'll have to watch this replay and put it in slow motion to see that again. So let's see what other questions are here. I'm in Europe. Did that mean that Serbia Shiva night starts earlier or later, or does it matter which time zone? 6 p.m. your time zone to 6 a.m. your time zone. Where can I order Rameshwaram water? I'm not really sure where you can do that, because I picked this up when I was there last year. I'm not sure if you can order it. If we order a lingam now, okay, we've already asked that or answered that question. You're welcome, Vanishri shared. Thank you so much for these divine wisdom. Can you please tell me which color of flowers does Lord Shiva love, or which flower? Thank you so much. So go online, Google it. It depends, so you will hear different things about Lord Shiva. As you can see on the Nataraj and the offerings, the flowers I offer, they're just whatever is available. the divine knows what we can and cannot get. Although having said that, when I went to my puja store, the Archana store, the owner there said, come back before Maha Shivaratri and I'll give you the flowers that Lord Shiva loves. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not really sure what that is. And so any color, any flower, whatever you can get in your area, the divine knows that you're doing it with sincerity. Where can we buy a Nandi bowl like yours? Well, this Nandi, it came with the 108 Shiva Lingam. So I'm not really sure where you can get a Nandi, but you could get it at a Indian store that sells that. So go to we have a place called Little India. It's on Gerrard Street in Toronto and has lots of different shops and different items that you can purchase these kinds of statues. So someone is saying here, the first hour starts at 6 p.m., then 4 hours after that. The second is at 10, third is at 11, fourth 5. It seems to be a bit off. So you just go by every third. So it's there's 4 kalas, so 3 hours. So every 3 hours. So start at 6, go to 9 or 9:30. And then what you're going to do is set your alarm so that it goes off every hour, but set it for 15 minutes prior to the hour so you can have your Shiva Lingam all set up. So you are going to have like a little bowl, as we did. You'll have to rewind and listen to this record again or watch it again. So you'll have your Shiva Lingam, you'll put it in a little bowl, and clean up your kitchen, clean up your house as best as you can, because we want to invite the divine in, not just into our little space that maybe our altar or maybe our meditation room. Clean up your whole place, because the divine is not going to be contained. It's going to want to move. So let it go into all the space. So you have it set up so that you're near your kitchen, and then you'll have access to your water, your juice, your milk. And then you'll also have access to the sink where you can rinse everything off, and then have it ready for doing your elementalization, offering the food, the water, the incense, the fire, and then the flowers and Bilva leaves if you have them. Camphor if you have it. Yeah, Lord Shiva just gave another flower off the Nataraj. So it says, will we benefit from the vigil if health or work reasons we're unable to stay awake through the night? Yes, I think I answered that question. Absolutely. You do what you can do, and you'll surprise yourself. Can we use a Ritparam Jyoti on this event, or just Om Namah Shivaya? Yeah, Chandra, you can. You can use a Ritparam Jyoti. However, the idea or what this vortex is all about. So it's like the clouds are parting, the sky is opening up, the ether is opening up, the Akashic records are opening up, meaning that every thought you've had in all the millions of lifetimes you've had are stored in the Akash, in this space. And what we want to do is use the sounds Maha Shivaya, preceded by Om, and then that will get us, it will stomp out all the negativity in those chakras that are represented by the sounds. So it's a technology, really. It's like you take the key of Na and you put it into the root chakra, the Muladhara, and you turn it, and then it spins. So we're just stomping out, we're spinning out, we're cleansing, like a washer is cleansing, and then it's going on the spin cycle to spin away anything that is no longer serving us. So the more you participate in stomping out the sound, the chakra, the energy of the chakra with this that represents the sound Na at the root, then Ma at the navel, Shi at the heart, Va at the throat, and Ya at the eyes and the brains, then the more you put those sounds in there, the more you're crushing, destroying the karma. We need to diffuse it. We need to neutralize it or mitigate disasters that are coming because it's congested energy in those chakras. So yes, you can do a Ritparam Jyoti. But why not use this 12 hours and just focus on stomping out your karma? Which night do we have to keep awake for the meditation from 3rd to 4th, Sunday, Monday? No, Monday to Tuesday. It's Monday to Tuesday. Because what it is, it coincides with the 14th moon. You see, there's a Shivaratri every 14th moon. So it's called mini Shivaratri. And then the Maha, which means Maha means great. Ratri means night, and then Shiva. Shiva is the god you propitiate on that night, on that great night. So there are many Shivaratris, or they just simply are called Shivaratris every 14th moon. So there are 2 14th moons every month, one on the waning cycle, one on the waxing cycle. Then once a year, this Shivaratri happens. And so it coincides on Monday, the 4th of March. You'll see the 14th moon in your calendar. And then we'll go into the new moon, which is also a power time for Lord Shiva to give you enlightenment. So you're going to get prosperity and enlightenment. Are there any other questions? What is the significance of each kala? The significance of each kala is that you're going to get a deeper cleansing. Perhaps there is something in the sacred scriptures, and then you can Google that. However, Dr. Pillai wants us to keep it simple, get out of our heads, and just do the thing and feel it. We want to feel the divine. We want to know the divine. We don't want to block the divine. If we come with knowledge, like intellectual knowledge, it's kind of food for thought and we kind of need it. But then once we get into the ritual, we just want to be with the divine. We don't want to have any thoughts because thoughts are karmic, good or bad. We want to get rid of our karma. We want to diffuse it so we can have good karma, but we want to not be attached to it. We want to have what we want, comforts and joy and happiness. But even that is limited. We want to go transcend that. So we have it in our life, but we're not attached to it and we don't get lost in it. And then we are going to those higher states of consciousness where there is no thought. It's just pure consciousness, pure bliss, pure divinity, and tremendous healing energy, tremendous miracle consciousness, wisdom, all those things that you read about, but you haven't experienced it. So you don't need to do too much research, but although if you're that kind of person, you better get satisfied before you start. Otherwise, you're going to be having these questions and you're like, why do I have these questions? I just need to do the thing. So you have no time alone to chant. Well, you can chant in your mind, like I'm chanting in my mind all the time. Even though I'm talking, even though I'm doing other things, I have Shiva going on in my mind and in my chakras. So internally chanting is fabulous. Anything else? I'll be traveling on a plane. Oh my God, on a plane, it's fabulous because you are up several thousand feet above the earth plane. So we're above mountaintops when we're in flights. When we were in India on the birthday trip with Dr. Pillai, we must have taken, oh my God, I don't know, maybe a dozen flights. It was a lot of flying. And it was interesting because when I was thinking about it, I thought, wow, this is how Dr. Pillai is so practical. He takes us out of the mainstream consciousness, literally above the clouds. And in that state of consciousness, you can go into very deep meditations, very deep communion. Insights are there. It's like right in your face, karma. And then the more awareness you put to it and the tears that you shed and the prayers that you, the heartfelt prayers that you call on the divine and do your meditation, do your mantra practice, you're going to get a lot of benefit. So kudos to you, the person who's traveling. Yeah, and you just put it in, put the earbuds in, and what I do is I wear a toque and I just put it right over my eyes, so no one's going to disturb me, and I'm just lost in my inner world with meditation mantras. Do we have to feel anything while we're doing a meditation? You can or you may not, and that's because the divine will decide what has to go on. But here's the thing, it's just like meditation really is a stream of consciousness. All we need to do is step into it. We tap into it with our focus, with a meditation, with a mantra. So like a stream or a river or water that is running, if we step into it, it will never be the same because the water will keep going. So the stream of meditation is always happening. We're just doing something to tap into that stream of consciousness. So like a river or like rapids or like waterfalls or some crazy running water, our mind might be all over the place, going through rapids, going through bumps, going through swirls and whirlpools, feeling like we're drowning. This is life. Life is a meditation as well. It's nothing but a dream, right? Merrily, merrily, gently down the stream. So what happens is we may feel things, we may not feel things. Never, one meditation will not be the same as the next meditation, ever. Your mantra practice one time will not be replicated another time because you are who you are in that moment in time. So every moment literally is a new eternal moment. You're connected with eternity. And these divine beings live in that pure state. So we don't have to wait an eternity. We just have to tap into eternity. So how we do that is we get a good Wi-Fi connection and we align our chakras with the divine. We stick those sounds in. We crush our karmas with the sounds in the fingers. We do the bathing. We get the spiritual transmission, all of that. There's going to be an experience throughout. And then thereafter, you may have a feeling, or you may be buzzing or vibrating. But in each segment, could be all over the map. Have you done the japa with your pointing finger? But I've learned that you must not use the pointing finger, or did I miss something? Here's the thing is that depending on the teachings, the traditional gurus, the tradition that you come from, yeah, they will say, don't use your Jupiter finger because that's also the ego finger. And it's also the teacher finger. So it gets tricky. But here's the thing with Dr. Pillai, he used to be a traditional guru, but then he realized, oh my God, I can't help the world. Everybody just needs to do something really simple. They need to understand, connect with the guru, connect with Lord Saturn. So guru is Jupiter. Saturn is also a spiritual teacher. He delivers very hard karmas. And then your thumb, again, is your desire, devotion, your willpower. So you use that energy. With that knowledge, you bring in the consciousness of those planetary beings, those spiritual masters, because they're pumping consciousness into us all the time. And then they make us to go to the higher. Otherwise, they will cause delays, problems, challenges, curses, all kinds of, issues, karma, shawarma, yuck. So crush it, crush, 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 and use that energy of those planets, crush the karma. So there's not any right or wrong way. Second finger is your Saturn finger. Saturn delivers very difficult karmas. How do we know? Because Saturn is the slowest moving planet. It takes 2.5 years to transit a zodiac sign. And for 2.5 years, wherever it lands in your chart, it is going to be delivering some pretty intense karmas. So you want to get on his good side. How do you do that? Keep chanting. use your malas. Do a spiritual practice. Even if you don't have malas or counting beads, you can use a counter, that's fine too. You can use your fingers. You can write little sticks, you know, to keep count. But when you're going through the kalas, you'll kind of lose track of counting. You'll just keep doing Om Namah Shivaya and feeling those sounds in your chakras. But when you have something physical in your hand, it also helps you to stay awake, because you're getting dozy, and then all of a sudden you feel like this drops and you go, oh my God, I lost count. So at least you woke yourself up. Then go spritz, put some wash your face or spray some water on you and pick up your mala beads and go again. So when we do things, it makes time fly. Time flies when we're having fun. This is so much fun to do. You got to try it to realize or to experience it for yourself. And everyone is going to have a different experience. No two people are going to have the same experience ever. And you are not going to have the same experience ever, because every moment is new. And when we stay open, like the wonder of a child, then that's where we will be in heaven. Yeah, you can fast. You can fast throughout the day up until 6 p.m. and then don't take anything but water or maybe some herbal tea from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. If you feel like your blood sugar is dropping, maybe have some fruit juice. But you're going to be so busy. You're going to be so busy chanting, you won't want to eat, because that will just bring your attention to digestion, and then you'll feel sleepy. So here's the thing, that meditation shouldn't be something that we have to struggle with. It comes upon us. So we kind of start by sticking the key in the ignition as we would starting the car. Or pressing the button on our computer to start our computer. So the meditation, the mantra, the rituals, that's key to starting, to get into that stream of consciousness. And then once you're in, you're just going. And then you're doing the thing that will make you to stay awake. And then what you'll find as you're chanting Om Namah Shivaya and you're feeling in your chakras, you'll sit down and go, whoa. And maybe you'll pause for a bit just to feel the body, feel what's happening, and then continue on. So don't make it be so militant or mechanical. You can do that. It helps also to drown out your thoughts. But if you do it at the pace that I shared with everyone here when we were doing this elementalization, it gives you time to feel it moving up through all the chakras. So feel each sound activating those chakras, creating that landing strip or that airstrip, that runway for you to come up to the third eye with your energy, and then the divine to descend into you and meet you. So it looks like we have gone through all the questions. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Bhakti, Chandra, Alex, Ambika, everybody in the background at Pillai Center for supporting this webinar. And hopefully everyone receives some information that may be helpful in preparing you so that you can enjoy the Great Night of Shiva. Wish you all the best. Blessings from Dr. Pillai always. Anytime you do a spiritual practice that has been given out by him, then you are doing your soul, your whole body, your mind, a world of good, and everyone in your life. So God bless you all. See you when we see you next, and namaste.